Last time we talked about those whose relationship are already broken. That's where we stopped. So I want to recap it because what I want to talk about today is the paradox of marriage.
Okay.
But before I talk about that, those whose relationship broke. And I said it's not, stop feeling frightened over failure. People fail. And I said successful people are failures who didn't give up. All right? Stop being scared of failing. All right? I don't want to try. I don't even want to marry. I don't want to marry. I don't know what I'm going to find. Stop being scared of making. Behind every failure is a seed of success. Stop being scared of failure. People fail, all right? But my problem is not just failing, it's rising. There are different methods to rising and different method of rising. To rising and of rising. It's important we understand that. You just had a messed up relationship. You're not the first. You just had, in fact, a violent breakup because it could take several shapes. You're not the first. You failed. So many people failed. There are some that made their own public. Yes, because also the wedding took public. There are those who had quiet wedding, failed quietly, started quietly, moved away quietly, it ended there. But if it's going to be a serious one that has to do with you, I will have to advise you to please, as much as you can, try not to allow it overwhelm you. All right?
Okay.
Now, in that, when you fail, I said, do not get up quickly. I read something from this last boxing tournament, a message that this guy sent to, what's his name? Kamaru Usman reacted and drops a word of advice for Francis Ngannou. Maybe you have to read it out for us.
Ngannou?
Yes, he had a word of advice for Ngannou. Ngannou is the Cameroonian guy.
Yes.
Yes. Could you help me read out the advice he gave him?
with Anthony.
Yes.
All right, Kamaru Usman reacts and drops a word of advice for Francis Ngannou following KO loss. As a
That's a knockout, yes.
And this is what he says, in
Excuse
quotes.
me, yeah.
It was a very tough one to watch. I can't really put it into words. It was a hard one watching my brother go down like that. But if you are in this combat sports world long enough, that's bound to happen at some point. My advice for Francis will be to take his time. You don't need to rush back. As competitors, what we do is we want it back ASAP. We don't like to wallow in that feeling of a loss.
You don't need to rush back. I didn't read this before I gave the advice I gave last week.
Yeah.
Now, this one is from Kamaru to the Cameroonian guy who had a knockout. That was a blow. That was a technical knockout. He kissed the canvas. I saw him wallowing on the floor. Now, the advice he gave him, he said, my advice for Francis would be take his time. You don't need to rush back. The first stage is don't rush back. You just had a messed up relationship in December, maybe in August. I didn't know when your own happened. You don't need to be, all my friends. That was the mistake. That was why I even went into the first mistake. You did. Now you're trying to rush back because there's another guy on the line or on platform or whatever, coming for your hand or your leg or whatever is coming for your marriage. Don't rush back.
Or rush back.
Don't rush back. When you are hit, take some oxygen. Reflect. I told you last week that the floor has a lot of lessons to give us. When you fall, learn. He gave him, the best advice anybody can, because we find it difficult most times to reflect. He said,
they don't like wallowing in
we
loss.
don't like wallowing in loss, but it's not a function of wallowing, feeling of a loss. Nobody wants to fail. But behind every failure is a seed of success.
Okay.
Take your time and learn. Why did I even fall? Is there any reason for falling? There are 3 enemies of personal peace. Regret over yesterday's mistakes. Anxiety over tomorrow's problems. Ingratitude over today's blessings. All right? Now, while you're on the floor, what's the meaning of the floor? This guy left you. He's off. Maybe you were deceived by your friend who told you to leave the marriage. You left the marriage. The same friend of yours went and married your friend. And they traveled out and blocked your line. You know these things I'm talking about happens?
Yeah.
And you're like, you that has been with me, telling me that this guy is a scum, and you are the same person now with him, and I heard that you are only even married? Yes. That's a mess. That's a big one. Now you're on the floor. But I am telling you, reflect more. Learn a lesson, because another friend is going to come. Because this guy now, you just had a mess in December, and you were having another so-called relationship in January. Here is another friend advising you. If you had picked something from the floor, you would have known how to handle this new guy that is coming to advise you now, because that was the same way that guy was advising you, but you never picked anything from the floor. Do not be in a hurry to rush back. Take your time. Marriage is not a 100 meters dash. It's a relay race. All right? It's a baton you will receive from our parents, and you're also going to hand over. So if you know those who do like 5,000 meters or whatever, they don't rush. They take their time. Some of them even start walking. They now pick up the pace. 100 meters dash is the one you start. You want to hit the tape.
Right.
That's not marriage. Take your time. You're on the floor. But I say number 2, do not overstay.
Okay.
Because I'll be a time the referee will start counting. 1, 2. He's counting 10, not 5.
You're still there.
Not 6. Take some oxygen. What happened to me? I can't believe this. I thought that this guy is real. He sounded like real. He sounded like what I was looking for in a man. He even went to church with me. I saw him speaking in tongues. You know, when people want to deceive you, they can become anything. They can take any form. You see them acting out both in and out of character.
Speaking in tongues supposed to be the
everything. They do everything to prove. This guy, I thought he was spiritual and real.
Yes.
I didn't know that this guy is just a semi-criminal, if he's not one. All right, so you take your time. While reflecting over this, do not overstay, but don't rush out. These two has their difference, all right? Number 3, rebuild your strength. Rebuild your strength. Marriage takes strength. It takes energy because you through so many things. Part of the strength is what I call that trust capital or trust deficiency. I don't trust any man again. Do you know why I was relating with this guy? I spent some women spend money, those who have it.
Who have it, yes.
I spent money. I even sent him. I gave him money for his mom that was sick. I spent over 5 million. There was a time he lost his job. I had to get a house for us, thinking it was going to be us. Rebuild your strength, because at that point, this lady is frustrated.
Yes.
And listen, frustration takes you to exasperation. That's when you see people, they tell you, I'm tired. Exasperation makes you lose appetite. Exasperation leads you to desperation. That's why you're now, I want myself out of this. I'm tired. I got to get out of this moment. I can't contribute it. Desperation takes you to despondency.
To despondency.
To despondency.
Okay.
Despondency takes you to despair. She begins to get angry. All right? You see televisions are broken in the house. From the kitchen, you hear that some plates are competing with one another on the floor. It's going to despair, because despair leads to obsession. That's when hatred comes. She tells you, I hate every man. If she says, George, God help you. You walk into her court. What is your case? My Lord, is between a man and her. I hereby sentence you to death. And, you know, people don't know this psychologically first happened. That's a woman that was going through despair. You just made a magistrate. She comes in. Next case, my Lord, is a case between this person and this young man. What did he say he did? He raped. Death. My Lord, we are not inside a case. He is sentenced to death. This is the person that's walking. He's coming from. You understand what I'm talking about? You come into the office. Unfortunately for you, the commissioner of police is a woman. You wouldn't know the kind of growth she had, the kind of pain and emotion she didn't recover from. And somebody's walking with a hand chain. And they say, what did he do? He raped this woman and ran away. We apprehended him. Send him into the worst cell you can ever think of. You would think she's just saying it. There are certain pictures that are playing in her mind.
Yes, it's prompting
that is not prompting these things. And you're not even aware that this is. That's why I say marriage is a very strong institution. Rebuild your strength. Pray. Pray. I will explain that when we get into the paradox of marriage. Then the 5th one, launch a counter-attack.
Launch a counter-attack.
A counter-attack. Remember I say prayer.
Yes.
Because that one, if I start expanding, we're not going to leave today.
Prayer.
All right? If I start expanding prayers, what are the prayer topics? Most people pray nonsense. What are you going to pray? The steps of a good man are ordered of the Lord. He's not in a man that walks to direct his step. Very important. What are you praying? Binding off distractions. When we enter paradox, you get that. But the last one I'm talking about, launch a counter-attack. What is counter-attack? This boy dumped me because he feel like I don't speak good English. How much is the form for registering of English? I'm getting into Uniport. I'm getting Unilag, whatever it is. In fact, I'm reading abroad. I didn't say physical attack. You go and learn how to box.
Well, when you said counter-attack,
No. I'm picking up my phone.
Should we waylay them at the roadside?
I am reading. And after reading, get us somebody. She said I don't dress well. All right, I'm getting a professional on that. Somebody gives me a link. This is what is the in thing now. This is how to dress properly, not shabby, okay? I'm picking it up. I'm dressing. How much is that gym? All right, they said the gym to register is 50,000. Please put on my name there. I'm hitting the gym 7 o'clock every day. My shape is coming. My English is coming up. No, drop those food. I'm not eating those junks again. I know I'm used to them. What are you doing these days? Don't worry. She's preparing for
launching the
counter-attack. All right? This is that same lady. She still stops. Here she's coming back from Harvard. The same person about
So
6 months.
improve on yourself.
Oh my goodness. She improves her English. She's back. Health-wise, look at her looking fit and everything. The same man was driving one day, mistakenly stopped by on a lady, open wheel. Jesus Christ, is the one.
It's you.
You walk into an office. Unfortunately, you're looking for employment. And the person that will employ you, the HR manager,
She's
is that
the one.
same lady you thought you messed up. This time for counterattack. Every other thing is a job you needed, and somebody told you everything is working for you. We're going to give you a car. We're taking you abroad for this job. We're going to keep you on $1 million or $2 million. Oh, it's looking fine. I hope the HR will approve this. You meet the HR on Monday. Say, wow, you rush to church. Oh, God, if you do this
Victory.
for me, you have done everything. This is the kind of job I'm waiting for in life.
All my life.
All my life. Only to show up in the office and somebody say, hello. Pull up her glasses. Say, your face looks familiar. Yes, you look familiar. You know that things happen like this? Sometimes what goes around
Surely comes
has a way
around.
of coming around. Launch a counterattack, but you prepare for it. All right?
Yeah.
Don't be a loser. Go home sucking and crying and the rest of them. So because of time, these things I just pick them here and there.
Okay.
But if we are to be in a teaching class, I'm going to like break them down. I want to talk about the paradox of marriage. Paradox of marriage. Paradox of marriage. That's what I wanted to talk about today. You know, some of these topics, like Annie said, we can't finish them, we can't exhaust them, but we keep picking them here and there. What's a paradox? A paradox is a statement or situation that may be true, but seems impossible or difficult to understand because it contains two or two opposite facts or characteristics. That's a paradox.
That's a
So what is paradox of marriage? Marriage could be an attraction,
Okay.
and yet it can be a great distraction.
Marriage
Paradox
could
of
be an
marriage. I've just defined paradox, and I'm telling you what are the paradoxes of marriage. Marriage could be a source of attraction. They said when a man is in love, he looks stupid. No, he's attracted to a lady. Everything about him is focused there. But that same thing that is causing attraction can as well cause distraction. That's why it's a paradox. It can as well be a distraction for a well-packaged gentleman who is so focused in life. Everybody admired him as a young man, only for him to start. You will just know this guy is going down. And how do you know it? It takes us to number 2. Marriage can enhance your destiny. Marriage can as well derail your destiny.
Okay.
Have you had cases of a young lady or a young man, vice versa, that is doing well in life, business-wise? As soon as they're married, everything goes sour.
Okay.
Everything takes turn and start going. And they're like, what is going on? That is why marriage is a paradox.
So it can derail?
Something that's supposed to enhance your destiny. The scripture says, whosoever findeth a wife, findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord. Meaning that if married man is a favored man, things are supposed to be working better
For him.
for him or her. He's supposed to live happier. He's supposed to have health-wise. But this guy married and he's now hypertensive, he's now sick, he's now frustrated. Because marriage can enhance destiny. It can as well derail destiny. All right? So, in Matthew chapter 19, you read our scriptures for me sometime, okay? If you can help me, Matthew 19, verse 10. I'd love to see what Christ talked about something there, because marriage can be beautiful. That's another number 3. Marriage can be beautiful. Marriage can as well be dangerous.
Marriage can be beautiful, it can be dangerous.
It can be dangerous.
Okay.
You and I think it was in our third episode where we were talking about a gentleman in US or something that used the back of his car to run over a lady, that was supposed to be the mother of his kids, before the kids. And they were screaming, mommy. And he put up another device, used the back, and crushed the head. What happened to somebody your kids slept with and even made kids? Consummated a marriage.
Built a home with.
Is that supposed to be a home? Built a house. They never built a home because you
Well,
can't
it
build
was
a
a home initially. Until
and
something.
crushed somebody's child. That's why I said marriage that was supposed to be beautiful can be dangerous. Christ says something in the book of Matthew 19,
Matthew 19 what?
verse 10.
19:10.
Yes.
Okay. Matthew 19:10. The disciples said to him, If this is the situation
If this is the situation
between a husband and a wife,
between a husband and a wife,
is it not better
is
not
it not
to
better that
marry?
we just stay on our own? That was when they saw how dangerous the situation can be. You know, we just cut it from somewhere.
Yeah,
If
we
you
did.
read from if this is the picture
Of marriage.
of marriage, this is why some people are scared, especially the young men that are successful.
Yeah.
Why is it that they are scared? Young ladies that they said, why don't you marry? They said, no, let me just stay in my home. If this is the situation, why don't I stay on my own? What did I just read over the social media? What just happened? The other day we learned that 30-year marriage got broken despite money. So money doesn't help marriage. They were billionaires. Some people say their own problem is because the husband was not providing money for upkeep. So how about people you call the richest?
Upkeep is not the issue.
Upkeep is not the issue. So Jesus, he's not saying, the disciples are the ones saying, if this is the situation, how about staying on our own? What did he answer them in verse 11?
11. Jesus replied
them.
Not everyone can accept this word, but only those to whom it has been given.
You know what Jesus said? It's not every idiot that should rush into this thing. I'm paraphrasing it now.
But only those.
It's not everybody that should rush into this. The fact that you have grown in age does not mean you're ready for marriage. Age does not determine marriage. There are a lot of men, I will call it men that are trapped in boys' skin.
Okay.
The fact that you've grown does not make you man enough to marry. That's what Jesus was explaining. You know, this is not for everybody. He rushed out there. Why are you marrying? Dadim I say he should marry. Momim said he shouldn't pass this year. Dadim say he shouldn't. The main father is Dadim say stop.
Mom, it's really the way you said it, Dadim.
Dadim, you know that kind of. Dadim say.
I can't get past 26.
Dadim say I'm sick. What did he say? Say that momim say I'm sick. Your momim say you are sick. So you don't know when you are sick. Momim say I'm sick. If you are the momim say I'm sick and Dadim say yeah, you're not even ready for it. Don't even veg it to it. That's what Christ says. It's not for everybody. You must be psychologically, mentally, socially, spiritually, academically, biologically prepared for this. All right? And that's when you can comfortably say, I am a man. You're not a man because you have grown big chest, go to gym or whatever, develop funny he-goat beards or whatever. You say, I'm a man. No, sir. Or a woman. That you have features on your chest. You don't come a woman. No, madam. You have to be prepared for this. That's what he's talking about. Anybody can build a house. That's the point I want to make. You can run into money through internet or whatever, you start blogs, but not everybody can build a home. We read the last time here that a great woman built a house, but a stupid one destroyed it with her own hands. Anybody can build a house. Story building, bungalow, shape, good tiles, good roof, but only great minds, matured minds can build a home. The question is, how many homes do we have? How many homes do we have in our society today? Jesus looked at how dangerous marriage can be. He warned. Not everybody should venture into it. Another paradox. Marriage can be a dream come true.
Marriage can be a dream come true.
It can as well be a nightmare. That's why some people wake up in the midnight. They sneak out of the bed because even if their husband who is sleeping knows that they got out, some beating will follow. They go into the toilet crying. Funny enough, you ask yourself, how long is she going to cry? Because the marriage is just 4 years. It's remaining about 67 years to cry. That's a nightmare. A horrible one. You know, there are some nightmares that wake you up with sweat. Sweat dripping dreams. That's what you are into. And then you're like, I can't believe this is happening. You are now like, your friends are calling you that they are enjoying themselves. And you are like, what is going on in my life? The center can no longer hold. Things are falling apart. Well, if you're that kind of person, there is hope for you. We're praying for you, though it is easier to raise a young child than to repair an adult. This is why we're calling you up every Thursday to come around. Let's see how we can put heads together, okay? When the seed of hope is planted in the womb of purpose, the children of destiny are born. That's a plan God has for you, which I believe, if you come to some of these programs, let's look how to re-engineer. This thing takes God to do. It takes God to do. There are certain aspects of it that you can't help handing it over to. There's something I read about manuals. Manuals are the books, that is product manuals, all right? They will write somewhere, that I was looking at it this morning, do not take this product to be fixed by an unauthorized person to fix. Otherwise, we cancel your warranty or guarantee. Do not take this product to an unauthorized person to fix. You know, sometimes they tell you 2 years warranty, 3 years warranty. But there are guidance principles for us to be able to handle these 2 years guarantee. And what is in it? Do not take this product to an unauthorized. There are so many people you go to talk to about your marriage that are very unauthorized. And that's why they mess it up. Even God cancels marriages. Just the same way the manufacturers. The meaning of manual means from the manufacturer. And unfortunately, the first thing people throw away when they buy phone is the manual. They don't even read it. So the Bible is the manual. Bible, basic instruction before leaving earth.
Okay.
That's the Bible.
Basic instruction before
Basic instruction before leaving earth. Bible. That's God's manual. How to run your marriage. How to go about it. And he's telling us now, if this marriage has a crack, just like your product, do not take it to an unauthorized person to fix. Otherwise, it will be cancelled. That is the guarantee.
There's no warranty.
There's no warranty again for you. Why are God cancelling marriages? Because you took it to the wrong person who advised you wrongly. Oh, so you're suspecting that your husband cheated you. Can't cheat back. Oh, so they give you satanic advice. Leave him. Do this. Do that. You're taking your marriage to the wrong person. All right. Marriage, number 4, I said can be beautiful, and I mentioned dangerous. It can be a dream come true. It can as well be what?
A nightmare.
It can be a nightmare. No matter how smart you may think you can be, no matter how intelligent, how beautiful, marriage will level you. No matter how smart you think you are, marriage can level you. Marriage is a leveler. You see PhD holders having divorce. You're having people that think they are smart, upwardly mobile, sagacious in nature, yet they're having issues. Marriage is something you need to prepare and get ready for. All right? I have seen people that think they know it all. As a matter of fact, most successful books are written by failures. They write success to the 10 processes of making money, yet they are poor. You become a professor of finance and a victim of poverty. Unfortunately, though. All right? So it's the same thing with marriage.
Yeah.
All right? Marriage can be the greatest source of joy and also the greatest source of frustration. Something that's supposed to be giving you joy. That's why when you get it right, that people are praying for. Now, the question for the young lady who is planning to marry.
Yes.
Are you looking for someone to marry or are you looking for a benefactor? This is one thing most ladies have to clear. I thank God when I got you, the problem of my family is gone. That is number 1 sign that you're in trouble, young man. Are you going to that home to become a benefactor?
A benefactor for everybody.
Because that statement is dangerous. Even some men are the same thing. When I saw the young lady, in fact, in my mind, I know that I will finish the house I started in the village. Is that why you married her? Because the father has this or
money.
that. Absolutely preposterous and dangerous. You got to understand these things and watch how it goes. When God saw Adam, get the book of Genesis again, chapter 2. All right? When God saw Adam, if you look at 2, from verse 22 to 23. The guy was busy. Genesis chapter 2, yes.
Okay.
The guy was busy. Very busy. Doing his thing. Yes.
2:23.
2:22 to 23, yes.
Okay, 22.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 22 says, then the Lord made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man.
Remember I told you that man was originally a hermaphrodite, right?
But man and woman.
Hermaphrodite, man and woman, but God removed the
woman part.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And he brought her to the man. 23. The man said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh, and she shall be called woman.
Listen to that point. God displayed the woman. He didn't force the man to take.
No.
It was the man that shouted. You know, the Bible won't
say he brought her to him.
I wish you can read it in different versions. You could imagine the man say, wow, I like her. This is the bone of my bone. This is the flesh of my flesh. If you talk about the breast, the eyes, everything, the man admired. He was the one that loved. The Bible said, read that place again. It said, he shall be called, not God.
Yeah, he said she shall be called.
Who said he shall be called?
Man.
The man.
The man.
In the Jewish law, whatever you name, you possess.
Okay.
I will repeat it. Whatever you name,
you possess.
you possess. This is why those who understand deliverance ministry, demons hardly release their names. Jesus will ask, what are your names? So we are legions.
We're legion,
If
yeah.
you get the name you possess and take here, whatever you name, you possess.
Okay.
That's why I say the name of the Lord have been given far above every other name. And in the name of Jesus, every knee must surely bow. Names are very important. This is why when a woman comes to a man's house, her name disappears. Whatever you can name, you possess. Her name disappears to the man's name. Get this point, don't miss it. And when that name disappears, the
So
man possess. But there are some women that comes into a man and retains their name. That's a problem there. But they don't even know the spiritual implications of this.
What if there's a hybrid? It's my name and it's the husband's name.
That is the point I'm taking you. The possession of name. It didn't just say a woman. The word womb man. We shortened it to woman. The real thing is the womb man. Even went further to call Eve. All right. So at this point, he named her and possessed. All right. And went further. The Bible says he claved. It's in my book. Clave. The meaning of clave is what? Chase. We chase them before we marry them. We stop chasing them after marriage. That chase may be stay ahead of her. Chase. Men stop chasing their wife for reasons. Then on the part of the woman remain chaseable. This is where they make me. The cleaving of the bone and the chasing is a part they should not
miss.
I don't want to miss the point where he said God displays the woman. Just like a supermarket.
Yeah.
In law, we say invitation to treat. When you go into a supermarket, you see ornament, 5,000. This one, 3,000. What is called in law? Invitation to treat. When you see those prices at supermarket, it means come and buy. Look at their prices. That's what God did to the man. He had the choice. You have a choice. Anybody coming to you and said, I'm a man of God. I have a woman comes to you, that's a revelation. God said he must marry me. Pursue her. This is demon. I see some of them cause all manner of confusion, both in churches. You see a man, stand up from there. You stand up. Two of you are married today. This is what the Lord told me. All kinds of nonsense. The church is now like a joke. Where did you read that? This, I'm a man of God. And they become one kind demigod. I'm a man of God. Yes. You're married. And you keep creating this confusion and people are having issues. God displayed. It was this man that said, the bone of my bone, and he took the responsibility. And cleave, that means he chased. Chasing means follow her, bumper to bumper. The excitement, the love. What is love? L-O-V-E, learn. Observe, verify, enjoy.
Learn.
Chase, observe her. Verify what you're observing. Enjoy. Some people say endure, but enjoy. All right? Chase. Then the woman remain chaseable. What is it chaseable? When he was chasing you as a woman, look at the kind of things you are wearing. Look at how, each time he sees you. So many women get it wrong from the point they marry. As soon as you come into the house, you got to look for one semi-waterproof. Was it what you were wearing when this guy was coming?
You
can find that out. Rofo, whatever.
Semi-waterproof.
Some said is, in my church, the Bible said you should be stupid. You're losing your husband. Was it what he saw and was coming up? He remained chaseable. All right?
Yeah.
In every aspect of it. What are those things? Sit down. That's why when you're on the floor, sit down and ask a question. What is this thing that was turning this guy's head? Is it the perfume you are putting on? Is it the kind of way you are dressing? That was why I talk about it. I had to start by talking about launch a counterattack when we started.
Yes,
what are the things that this guy saw that was turning his head? The fact that both of you are married, so many ladies, you see them, their hair is so messed up. They say, well, my kids are here. Where am I going again? What was I hearing one saying one day? At the cost of cancer. No leave, no transfer. Don't worry.
Transfer.
When you lose your marriage, you know that you're sabbatical leave. You have to remain chaseable because that word cleave to a man means chase. Get out there, follow it up. All right, aggressively. These are some of the paradoxes of marriage. I don't know how many time we have for those who are calling and stuff, but it's important we know this because there are so many, which I keep saying.
There are plenty.
Yes, and which we know.
You have offloaded us with quite a lot this morning. It felt like you were ready to just pack a whole lot, and I understand that it's because of timing. It's 9:51. Let's open the phone lines and see if we can entertain a couple of calls. we'll push this a little further than we usually can on the show today, just so that we can entertain a few more. The numbers to dial are 091 6000 8898. And if you want to send us SMSs, you send an SMS to 091 6000 8890. Those two numbers are available now. Let me quickly see if I can get a third number. 081 87 888 889. That's 081 87 888 889 and 091 6000 8890. 091 6000 8890. Those phone numbers are open. You can dial in, or you can send an SMS or WhatsApp message to 091 6000 8898. That's 091 6000 8898. Hello, good morning. Call back if you can. Lost that connection just as it was going through. I do hope that the lines, there's nothing wrong with network. We experienced terrible network service yesterday. I'm hoping that there's been an improvement on that today. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, what's your name and where are you calling from? Well, it's happening again. So I will appreciate if we had more text messages. Perhaps we'll be able to get through to this with text messages. And the numbers for text messages 091 6000 8898. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning. All right, please, if you dial and you get through, just go ahead and say what you need to say. It would be unfair if you went through and then you're quiet, because there are several other people who are trying to get through on the show. Hello, good morning. Hello. Must be network. Well, let's get back to your conversation. We'll see what we can do. Like I said, we'll extend a little bit more time today and see if we can take a few more calls than usual because of network and the fact that there's so much to speak about today. So let's move on, sir.
Yeah, the next paradox, we'll take at least about 6 for because of time sector today. The greatest source of hope could be marriage. It could as well be the greatest source of fear. Do you hear people tell you that there's a lot of butterfly in my tummy? All right. Last week we said both were naked and they were not ashamed. If there are elements of shame in that nakedness, check that marriage. It's heading for divorce.
Elements of shame?
Yes. There's no transparency. Marriage and leadership, because when we say that the man is leading and submission, when we get into leadership, we're also going to run into marriage. We can't get out of it. Maybe you talk about vision. Marriage is a vision between the two. We're also going to be there. Vision, conviction, provision. We're going to look at that.
Let me try and take this call.
Okay.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, can you hear us? Let's get back to you, sir.
All right, let's look at Proverbs 21, verse 9. Maybe we'll take that scripture for now. For
Proverbs 21.
Verse 9, yes. We're looking at marriage as the greatest hope, source of hope. It can as well be a source of fear, especially for the man who is getting into the relationship. Vice versa. Proverbs 21, verse 9. Look at it from any, let's say, Good News or Revised Version, any of those versions or New Living Translations. Proverbs 21, verse 9.
Okay, let me try and get that version that you want.
Any version in case you can get that.
Proverbs
21.
21.
Verse 9.
9. Okay, I think I've got this from King James. No, it's not even King James. It says here that it is better to live in a corner of the house top than in a house shed with a quarrelsome wife.
Look at that.
It is better to live in a corner of the house top than in a house
Take
shared
your phone to the roof.
with a
See how bad it is to have a very bad marriage.
King James says it is better to dwell in a corner.
Brawling, that's what the King James said.
Yes, it's better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house.
The other one said quarrelsome, right?
Yes, the other
Every
one said
second of
quarrelsome.
the day. We are talking about non-communicable diseases, hypertension, and the rest of them. They're all in the scriptures. We don't have time for me to start pushing them out, but they are all that. It is better for you to even to carry your phone and pillow, go and live in the top of the house, than every second of the day. Why are you coming? What? I cannot take it. You can eat this with me. When you finish, come inside, let us talk. The Bible said it is better. Brawling looks like something, a drizzling of water. Every second of the day is coming. Come on, he wants to kill you. What kind of husband do I have? Whoa. And sometimes because the man doesn't speak much, he's dying in silence. It's killing him. That's what the scripture says. It's better for you. That's the marriage that was supposed to give hope. Has turned into fear. Has turned into frustration. You can still get a healing. I want to encourage families. I don't know, like you keep saying it. Come around this 4 p.m. Let's have a good time.